Good morning. It is time for coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts this morning. This is Kristin Odell of Grow with KLO. Kristin, I love your Santa mug.
I know we just got my directions are not good today. I know we got all of our fun holiday stuff out this weekend, so I had to bring a festive mug.
That's so cool. Usually we bring out our holiday stuff too right after Thanksgiving. That's my rule. Like Thanksgiving has to happen and then right away the next day we can put it up. But it was so nice this weekend that my son was like, nope, it has to be colder and or snow. I'm like,
Aww.
what? So we don't have any holiday stuff up yet.
We did all of ours this weekend, partially just because we have Moana, we have Christmas tea at church this weekend. There's all these like super fun things going on. And I said to my amazing family, we honored Thanksgiving. I love the moment of gratitude of Thanksgiving. But then Friday, we're like, we are decorating everything.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd prefer that actually. Stephen, good morning. Hello to you in Fond du Lac.
Good morning, Stephen.
Because usually every year I take him to some of the shops downtown and then he picks out an ornament. So every year there's an ornament on the tree that he's like personally picked out. And it's usually awesome because the shops on Black Friday and Small Business Saturday have nice sales. He was just not into it. And it was like weather fueled, I think. So we're really
So let
behind
me
this year.
ask, do you think he had any post-show fatigue from hosting the Christmas parade?
Maybe that was it. You guys, okay, so Kristin knows this. Maybe some of you know this. Jason has just been sick for like a month. He has pneumonia and he has now started his third round of antibiotics. The good news is it seems to be progressing. He seems to be like getting some energy and life back. So thank God. But it meant that he could not stand outside and do the holiday parade. So we tapped his understudy, his little mini me, and you guys, T commentated the Lakeshore Holiday Parade with me, and I was so impressed and really proud of the job that he did. I thought he kept it really positive, and he had some nice remarks. And
It was really great. I haven't gotten to watch the whole thing all the way through, but I started watching the beginning, and yeah, you have so much to be proud of. Like those are big shoes to fill, and that recording goes out to our community, and I know of a number of people who have elderly folks or people that just couldn't attend, and they're so thankful to be able to go back and watch it back. So Teak did an
yeah,
awesome job.
thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. And, I was nervous because he's only 17, right? And so I said, okay, keep it positive. This isn't a time for venting personal opinions about something.
No
I said,
swearing.
no swearing. This isn't a time to say like yeet or any of those like strange terms you kids are banding around these days. and, and then I said, you just got to keep it positive, right? And I thought that he did a really good job. Oh, and I said, and you can't argue with mom on camera. But he did. He just, he would say things like, wow, that's some real talent, or, oh, congrats. I don't know. I was just really impressed. And also I thought it was kind of fun getting his perspective and his, descriptions of some of the things that were going on.
Yeah. What was your favorite float?
Sometimes, some years it's easy to say that. This year there were so many. I loved the parade this year.
Yeah, I just thought it was so amazing. I heard a couple of people be like, wow, it's really long. It was a little bit long. There were so many awesome floats, awesome bands, just really fun things to look like very creative things. I thought it was really good. I think our family favorite was the Chewy's float, which had Bucky Badger on, and they were like blowing snow out all over the road, and they were playing jump, and like the kids, we were all like jump, jump, like it was so much fun. So I think that was for us a family favorite.
I loved that one too for the energy and the enthusiasm. I also thought, did you see the Broadwind one that had like a replica of the crane that they built? And then there was like a huge Manitowoc crane. That one was a
Yes.
lot of fun.
Yep. The other one that comes to mind, like Wisconsin Aluminum Foundry. Obviously, these are big companies, right? They have a little bit bigger budget, but they had a huge flatbed semi trailer with like the foundry pouring the stuff with it was that also was really cool. And the really big WAF sign lit up was just so like bright and easy to see. And yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool.
I thought so too. And then even like there was a dance company, I think it was Downtown Dance Company. Everyone was in a snowman theme. Like they all
Yes.
had these matching snowman costumes, and that just had this great energy and spirit too.
Yep. Yeah, we were like, "Oh my gosh, those are so cute." Okay, Kay just asked a really great question. Tina, if somebody wants to watch the parade, where can they find it?
Okay, great question. Okay, it is on Coolest Coast Facebook. It is on Coolest Coast YouTube. It's also on the City of Manitowoc's Facebook. And the easiest place to find it is if you go to coolestcoast.com. It is right there on the homepage when you open it up.
So, and you guys, I think we talked about this last week, but the parade has been in existence for 34 years. And so it's just, again, such a cool event, an awesome way to kick off the holiday, kind of long holiday weekend. And there were so many people out. Manitowoc County just showed up in droves to support. I mean, it's a lot of work to put a float on and to put bands together and to get kids to play and dance and do all those things. All the dogs. We were talking at the gym yesterday about how many dogs were in the parade.
And they were
And
so well behaved, right?
they
With all of that candy everywhere and all of that excitement and
are.
people. I was impressed that the dogs just like walked down the street, nice,
Yeah. So our amazing, clearly feeling better producer, Mr. Jason Prigge, just shared the link to the parade right in our show. Can you believe it?
Thank
There
you,
you go,
Jason. That
Kay.
is
You can
awesome.
launch right from Coffee with Kristen and Tina right into the parade this morning if you want.
And Kristen, it was so fun. We got to see you and Grace before the show started. That really kicked it off nicely.
Yeah, so we went downtown. We were going to go to the Pizza Garden and get some appetizers before the parade. We went and put our chairs out, and then we were going to go there. There was a line out the door to get in there at dinner time. And so we sit by bank first, close to the bathrooms. I said to Doug, forget it. If we need something, Quick Trip has it. Thank you, Quick Trip, for being so awesome. I'm not an employee of Quick Trip, by the way. So we were downtown at 5:15. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go see Teak and Tina. I'm going to go for a walk. And Grace is like, I'll go. So
That was so
really,
fun.
it was really cool to see you.
And I don't know if you saw your little cameo. So viewers, if you watch the playback of the parade at that link that Jason shared, really close to the beginning, there's this adorable cameo of Kristen and her daughter wishing you a Merry Christmas.
It was fun. Thank you for the opportunity to do that. And you guys, again, did such an awesome job.
Thank you. And is this the crew that you watched the parade with?
Yes, this is my crew. This is mostly family. My mom, my sister, my Aunt Cindy, my cousin and her son, and then my really good friend Race and her husband Brett and their kiddos. So we had a blast. It was just such a great night. It wasn't cold. So it's a tradition.
And I see the light up wands. I love that. What a fun thing to pass out for the kids.
Yeah, I've got to give that's a shout out. We've got to talk about Just Orthodontics. They're the ones that handed those out. Fortunate for us, Josie actually had an appointment on Monday night, and we got a tip that they were handing those out. And we even got a couple ahead of the parade that they were able to light up while they were waiting. But yeah, you could see them all the way down the road. It was really cool.
And speaking of Just Orthodontics, I'm glad you brought them up because that's another adorable float. So they had like a red kind of vintage VW bus, and it looked like there was snow on the top with the Christmas tree. Kind of National Lampoon style. It was just so charming. It had like this vintage holiday charm coming down the road.
Yeah, it was very much like the red pickup with the Christmas tree scenes, except for it was a very cool VW van.
Yeah. I love it. I love all of the thought that went into the parade and all of the time that the entrants take. So you shared a video clip. Now, I just have to preface it because it's portrait style and this platform that we're using is landscape style. So it's going to stretch it kind of weird. But tell us a little bit about what we're watching.
So we're right on 8th Street, and this poor pickup truck, I wish I could remember whose it was. Hopefully there's something on it. But it clunked out. Really, really old pickup, and they could not get it restarted. It was going up the hill, and all these men, and I did miss this because I was trying to get my phone up. All these men emerged from the sides of the road to push the truck up the hill. It was like the coolest, most heartwarming thing. And I can proudly say that my darling husband used his CrossFit Manitowoc muscles. He's all the way on the right in the vest. They pushed it all the way up to the hill to Presbyterian Church to the parking lot so that they could get it off the road.
That's
So
amazing. This
it was
community
really
is so cool. So take a look at this little clip. Even though it's going to be a little distorted looking, it's worth watching.
That's my
I mean, they literally like saved the parade, right? If a float breaks down like that, everything else, oh my God, that's so heartwarming. And I love you can hear kids saying, "That's my dad."
That's my Josie. It was so cute. I was like, oh my gosh. The funny thing is I did not even recognize or like play it back and hear that the first time. And I sent this to Matt, who owns CrossFit Manitowoc, and I'm like, hey, all those workouts came in handy tonight. And he sent it back, and his quote was, "That's my dad." He knows Josie's voice. So yeah, I mean, again, let's just give a round of applause to our community for how awesome they are.
Yeah, and for stepping up and just modeling that great behavior, right? When you see a neighbor in need, you step in, no questions asked, and you push up the hill. I mean, that's incredible.
Yes, very, very fun.
So I'm thinking your CrossFit probably was a benefit when you guys did the turkey trot too.
Yes, this was a little more relaxed than maybe our CrossFit workouts are, but again, got together with friends and family on Thursday morning to work off some calories before the big feast, and it was a gorgeous morning. The sun was shining. You can see the kids are actually they had their jackets off. It was so nice. So a really fun way to kick the day off.
Yeah, it really was such a beautiful day. So after the feast, we didn't do anything huge like the turkey trot. But after the feast, my brother and his wife were in town. We did go for like a 4-mile walk. We just walked and
Nice.
walked because it was nice. And in one of the little alleys that we walked down, there was this amazing little door that I'd never seen before. And I don't know if anyone knows where this is, but isn't that so intriguing? Doesn't it look like if you opened this door, you'd step into Alice in Wonderland's world?
Yeah, it reminds me of in the Wizard of Oz, there's like the big door and then there's the door within the door. And so this little door within the door makes me think of that. It also like I'm feeling a little Lord of the Rings Hobbit hole here.
Yeah. When I see something like this, I'm just so intrigued. Like, I really want to open it and explore it. I did
Yeah.
not, but
I was gonna say, did you try to open it?
no.
I'm also intrigued by the clubs on the door. Like, is this a secret thing that we don't know about?
Right. So like the Queen of Hearts could totally be standing behind there, ready to pop out.
She could. That is cool. I love you. You always go on adventures and find the coolest things.
Aw, thanks. I have my brother to thank for this, though. He was kind of leading the walk.
Was he? Cool.
Yeah. Hey, my parents also, somebody gave them some old bottles and they shared them with Teak. And look at it says quality beverages of Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Mm,
I've never heard of this before. Have you?
I have not. The company was quality, huh? You know what I want to know? It says the flavor name on the crown. I want to know what flavor it was.
Yeah. Unknown because the little cover is gone.
One.
But yeah, so I don't know, like, was this a beer of some kind when it says beverages? Or was it like a soda or a seltzer?
There's no other description on the bottle about what.
No. And it's interesting because look it's like a parrot and palm trees. So
Yeah.
then, maybe was it like coconut? Viewers, if you know anything about the history, tell us more.
Yeah, the word flavor leads me more to like soda than beer because of the word flavor. It makes me think of like I don't know if anybody remembers this. I'm totally going to date myself and I'm going to just accept that. I can remember going to North Shore Liquor, which used to be on, oh my goodness, maybe 16th Street, Franklin, and something in that neighborhood. And you could pick flavored bottles of soda. and they had Ting and different things, and you could do a mixed 6-pack, and then you could trade the bottles in. And it
Oh.
makes me think of that, but I don't feel like that's the right brand.
I mean, I've never heard of this brand, so it definitely like predates my life, I think.
Yeah.
And I've kind of been alive a long time. So I'd love it if anyone knows anything more.
Yeah. Cool. So hopefully somebody can find it. Maybe a quick Google search will help us.
Oh my God, I didn't even think to do that.
What do you mean? We have this like amazing technology right here, and we
I know. Is this your tree this year, Kristen?
this is our, I'm gonna call it the big family tree, the main tree. This is in our living room. This tree we cut down on Friday. We took a drive up to Door County to this really cute, amazing tree farm called Bayview Tree Farm. It actually does have a view of Sturgeon Bay. But yeah, this is our family tree. And then the kids did a fun thing. I have my parents' tree from when I was growing up. So it's like 30 years old. It's a super cute old tree. And the kids put all their ornaments just on that tree this year. And it's so cool. So we have 2 trees.
So your description of getting the tree almost sounds like the float we were talking about with the tree right on top.
Yes. Yes. Except Doug has a pickup truck. So we just put it in the back for that. But
By the way, Kay said that there's a sleigh bell run walk and kids reindeer games this coming Saturday morning in Kiel. Funds benefiting Manitowoc, Sheboygan County's Big Brothers Big Sisters organization. Cool. Good to know. Thank you, Kay.
Kate, thank you for sharing that. That sounds like fun. I think it's supposed to be a little colder this weekend, but it's fun.
Snowflakes were coming down on my way into the office this morning.
A little bit of flurries. I had to drive out to Kiel this past weekend on Saturday, and I've forgotten how beautiful it is to drive out in the country and just to kind of head out that way. And even just kind of the main downtown part of Kiel is so cute.
Yeah,
Take a ride.
I agree. This summer we rode our motorcycles out there a couple of times. I just love Kiel.
Yeah, really, really cute.
So you know what? We were talking about your tree. Here is that the tree behind you, like the one that we just saw? Cool.
That is the tree. Yeah, this is a tradition. I know Doug and I have been cutting trees down, I think, since we met, since our kind of first real Christmas together. And yeah, we go out and cut a tree down. I think there was only one year we didn't do it because either a baby was born or somebody was sick or something like that. But yeah, it was awesome.
How does it work when you go there? Do you have to bring your own like hacksaw or chainsaw, or do they provide you the tools needed?
They do. We pulled in and they're like, fields 3 and 7 are really good this year. And you can take your truck right out there. And we walked out there and there were gorgeous trees. Like so many were like, that one's a good one. That one's a good one. That's a good, like really, really beautiful, well-maintained trees. And then you take it up to their kind of main part and they'll shake it out for you and bind it up so it's easy to get in the house. And we just had a really great time. It's a family-owned business. They're just south of Door County, kind of in, I think officially they have a Luxembourg address, but it was really, really fun, really beautiful. And then we stopped for lunch at Basil's in Denmark on the way home. If you have never been to Basil's in Denmark, I highly suggest going and having a burger there because it was lovely. We had a lovely lunch.
I've never even heard of it.
It's out in the middle of nowhere. If you drive there in the dark, you'll certainly think you're going the wrong way. But really, really good food. Doug had fish. I had a burger. It was amazing.
So I just want to go back to this picture for a minute because look at what a beautiful day is. It is. So everything about your tree getting experience is completely different than National Lampoon's Christmas, right? They went out and it was freezing. They didn't have anything to cut the tree down with. They got home and there was a squirrel in it. So do you think, is that why they shake it out before they give you the tree?
Yes. Yes. Shake out all the dead needles, shake out any animals living in the tree. Yes, all of those things. We do sing "Oh Christmas Tree" as Doug cuts the tree down, though. That is a tradition. And if you don't know the words, then you have to hum it. And I think the kids have thought we were slightly crazy. Like we've always like just done it for fun. 2 trees away from us, a family, the dad started cutting it down and they started singing it. And I was like, guys, look it. See? We're not the only ones. It was so fun.
Nice. Viewers, tell us, do you grow and cut down your own Christmas tree? Do you have an artificial tree? Do you go to a tree lot? And what are your little traditions? Who else sings "O Tannenbaum" or "O Christmas Tree" when they get their tree? That's
Right.
adorable.
Yeah, it's just good fun.
Yeah. So then amongst all of that, did you have a good Thanksgiving meal?
We had a great meal. We hosted at our house. We went with fried chicken, which was great. We got that from Quick Trip too. Second shout out for Quick Trip today. This must be a Quick Trip kind of day.
Quick
Yeah, we
Trip
had
does like fried chicken for events? That's amazing.
yes, they do. It was wonderful. And so we just all these amazing sides and hung out with family and just had a really, really nice visit. My mom had gotten cutout cookies, and so we decorated cookies with the girls and just it was very laid back but very nice.
Nice. Yeah,
How
my
about you?
mom did an amazing job. I just took this quick snap of the turkey. It just is so, I don't know, glossy and beautiful, and it just makes me hungry looking at it.
Does she have any tricks that you can share about how to get a glossy bird?
I need to really find out. I usually am not in the kitchen at all, and I feel kind of remiss that I haven't learned the preparation of a proper Thanksgiving meal. The pies turned out, but I don't know anything about the turkey making. She makes the stuffing from scratch. It was
That
delicious.
sounds awesome. Is her bird stuffed?
Yeah.
Is it? What's it
Yeah.
stuffed with?
Her stuffing is like, I don't know, breadcrumbs and chicken gizzards and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But again, I don't know all the details. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mom, if you're watching, you'll have to let us know.
right. I made my family stuffing recipe this year. It used to have gizzards in it, doesn't anymore. It has ground beef and Italian sausage in it, and it was so good. Like I was mixing it together, and I had this like this was my grandma Zip's recipe. I had this like, oh, grandma Zip is among me today. Like you could just smell that it's right. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I was like, this is it. I did it right.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And that's probably one of the senses that somebody that's skilled in the kitchen has, right? It's not just, did I follow the recipe exactly? It's,
Yeah.
does it smell right? Does it taste right? Does it look right?
Yeah. And I don't know if I sent you this picture, but we had leftover stuffing a lot. This is a funny story. I didn't realize the stuffing made two 9 by 13 pans. We had 13 for Thanksgiving. So that was a lot of stuffing.
Oh,
So in the process of Thanksgiving dinner, I'm like, what am I going to use stuffing for? How are we going to eat this up? I made egg bake out of it last night for dinner. It was so good. I don't know if I sent you the picture, Tina.
I didn't see that picture,
It's
but it
okay.
sounds great.
Yeah. We put the stuffing on the bottom, which again, it's bread and meat. It's not like out of the norm for egg bake. It was Doug was like, this is amazing. And I'm like, I know we need to make homemade more stuffing more often.
Well, especially because you said you have like sausage in it, right? Sausage and eggs already go really well. And then stuffing itself is like a bread kind of base. Oh, that's a great combination, Kristen.
So there's a tip in case you have stuffing in your refrigerator yet and you're sick of eating it in the traditional format.
And here's another tip. So you mentioned a 9 by 13 pan. So Tiki and I were making peanut butter balls. And then usually every year I make angel food. And angel food is fun because it's kind of this science experiment, right? You make it with a little bit of vinegar, and then you have to hard crack until like 300 degrees. And then once that happens, you put in a little baking soda and you mix, and it like foams up, right? And then you're supposed to put it in this pan and it cools off in the oven. Every year I always use a metal 9 by 13 pan, right? Well, this year, for some reason, I grabbed the glass one, same size, didn't think anything of it. And guess what? It didn't rise up like it's supposed to. And I said,
Mhm.
what the heck? And then Jason was explaining that glass conducts differently than metal, and then blah, blah, blah. And so it was a failed experiment, but a good tip that it makes a difference.
It does make a difference. That's my mom. My mom makes angel food also, and I can vividly remember her. Once it's cooled in the pan, she would crack it on the counter and it would break into all the pieces. You should just try for fun. It's delicious. Um, but we talked about this because whipping cream whips up better in a metal bowl that's been chilled in the freezer. And they say plastic, like it can draw things out of a plastic bowl. Like oils can settle into plastic. So for you to have pure whipping cream, you're supposed to use like a metal bowl or a glass bowl that's been chilled. So there is like, these are cool things that maybe not everybody knows.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily think it would make a difference, but it really did because it did not, usually as it cools off, it like fluffs up and gets to about this thick and it stayed like really, really thin. So Teak had an awesome time after that. It was like this like brick in the glass. And he's like, I feel like an archaeologist. He was like chipping away, trying to get it out, before we put it in the trash.
Did you try again? Have
I
you made
will.
it?
I used up all the ingredients, so I just have to start over.
So here's another fun thing about angel food. You need to check the barometric pressure outside when you're making angel food also.
What?
Yes. Angel food is more successful. I have to think about this. If my mom is on the show, she would be able to tell me instantly. I'm pretty sure it has to be a clear day.
What? Okay, how does that impact it? What's happening there?
It's like the volume, like how puffy it gets and how much air is in the layers. Somebody else help me out here. Otherwise I'm gonna have to look it up and I'll post it. But yeah, there's my mom always said that you have to make, I'm almost positive it's a clear sunny day. You've got to make angel food on a clear sunny day because it doesn't, there she is. Good morning, mama. Clear sunny day.
What? I didn't know that. That's amazing.
When it's cloudy and there's too much pressure in there, then it doesn't rise as nice. You'll get more volume and air in your angel food if it's a clear sunny day.
Wow. Okay. Noted. And Jason confirmed too that being a chef is really all about running experiments. It's like being a mad scientist in the kitchen.
That is so fun. I did not think we would talk about this at all today, but these are cool things. What other tricks do you have, guys? Is there anything else that we need to know?
Yeah, because this stuff really does get passed down and shared. And sometimes I think it's expected that it's just known, but yeah, your mom said that it makes a huge difference.
Yep. So that, glass bowl combined with a cloudy day, Tina, you were destined for disaster.
Yeah, who knew? But I learned a really good lesson.
Right. I can't wait. So when you make this again, you've got to take pictures. So if our viewers have never made it or been in the presence of it being made, that they can.
Yeah. I'll see too if I can get maybe one of my helpers to just do a little video, because the thing is, it all happens really quickly, right? Like as soon as it hits 300 hard crack, you've got to like dump in, mix, and but it's so fascinating if we could catch a little video clip of that.
Yes, that would be really, really cool.
So do you have any plans to make more Christmas treats? Or are you all done?
No. Usually we do. So one of the things that my mom and I were talking about this last weekend is how expensive good chocolate is for coating.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked into this at all yet?
Mm-hmm.
So my mom's a big fan. She typically makes angel food for us. I love dark chocolate. Other family members like milk chocolate. So she typically will dip angel food in both. Peanut butter balls is another one that we love. And she was saying some of the places that she's gotten chocolate from in the past, it's very like up to $35 a pound for good dipping chocolate. I think that's the right number. She's listening. She'll tell us. But yeah, the places she's normally gotten chocolate from is really expensive. So I think we were kind of, not that we won't make it, but we might scale it back and think about what other treats have we not made for a while that maybe we can revisit that don't require chocolate this year.
Yeah, man, that makes me sad. It's really sad, like how you just wouldn't even expect, but like the basic ingredients, even things like the price of eggs are going up, right? Butter, all these like basic things that you just assume you'll have at the ready. Now you have to like put thought into it, right? And cost it out. And so folks, if somebody is giving you peanut butter balls or angel food this year, they really love you.
That's right. That is the international sign of love if you're getting something dipped in chocolate. For real. That's
no, right.
I love it.
Awesome. Oh, Kristin, it is always so much fun. And I always learn so much with these chats each week.
We stay tuned for next week. Who knows what we'll talk about?
That's the fun, right? We never know. We never know.
My mom bought hers. $55 for 7 pounds. So I was a little off, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
All right. Well, good luck, everybody. And Kristin, we see each other every week. So it feels like I'm actually seeing you. But when I got to see you in person for the parade, that was so much fun. Like to really be, live and in person with you.
The hug, the Tina Prigge in-person hug far outweighs and beats out all of these moments in time with you. For real.
Aw,
You
you're
guys,
awesome.
give somebody a hug today.
Yeah, it will make your day. Oh, wait, one last comment before we sign off. Kay said, cooking a turkey in a roaster or a baking bag cuts the baking time down by a lot. Or cut out the turkey's backbone and push it flat will also cut the cooking time way down. Great tip, Kay.
I just heard somebody else talk about this is called spatchcocking. For those of you who want to look that up. Spatchcocking a bird, yes, you take the backbone out and it lays the bird out flat. Doug has done this for chicken on the smoker. Amazing. Somebody else told me about doing it for a turkey. It cooks evenly. I think it's awesome. Look it up, spatchcock.
Awesome. I've heard that term before. I never knew what it was referring to. I love it. I am edified this morning.
You guys have an awesome day. Take all this fun energy, go out and hug somebody, and have an awesome week.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We'll see you next time.